Hi there. Well, it's still April, starting with April 10th, 1500. France captures the Duke Ludovic Sforza of Milan. And in 1516, the first Jewish ghetto is established. And Venice compels Jews to live in that specific area. In 1552, Henry II of France occupies Metz. Well, a city within Europe that was once in Germany, then passed on to France and Germany, back and forth. And in 1589, Spanish troops conquer Trudenberg. In 1607, the British colonial expedition that would found Jamestown departs Puerto Rico for the American mainland. On April 11th, 1512, Battle of Ravenna, French forces under Gaston de Foix defeat the Holy League in a major battle of the Italian Wars. And in 1551, English Premier John Dudley appointed Duke of Northumberland. And in 1564, England and France signed the peace treaty of Troyes. The liege Prince Bishop Robert van Bergen resigns on the same day. And in 1567, Dutch Prince William of Orange flees from Antwerp to Breda. In 1579, Venlo joins the Union of Utrecht. And in 1579 and in 1580, Drenthe joins the Union of Utrecht, following Venlo. And on April 12th, 1545, French King Francois I orders Protestants of Vaudois to be killed, showing that he is a more Catholic king who would not tolerate Protestantism in his realm. In 1557, Valencia is founded, or Cunza is founded in Ecuador. And in 1606, England adopts the Union flag, which will become the Union Jack once Ireland is officially part of the British Isles and the British Island. And in April 13th, 1517, Ottoman army occupies Cairo during the conflict against the Mamluks and the other dynasties of the area. And in 1520, Raphael's influential masterpiece, known as the Transfiguration, is put on display a week after the artist's death. And in 1556, Portuguese Moranos who revert back to Judaism are burned by order of the Pope. And in 1560, Giovanni, the son of Italian mathematician Girolamo Cardano, is executed for poisoning his wife, despite his father's efforts to save him. And in 1598, Edict of Nantes grants political rights to the French Huguenots. And on April 14th, 1536, Henry VIII expropriates minor monasteries. And in 1543, Bartolome Farel returns to Spain after discovering a large bay in the New World that has become San Francisco. And in 1544, battle at Carignano, French troop under Earl de Ignan defeat the Swiss. And in 1570, Polish Calvinists, Lutherans, and Herrnhuters unify against Jesuits. And in 1574, the Battle of Mulcahy, Diwali defeats Louis of Nassau. And in 1611, the word telescope is first used by Prince Federico Cesi, or Cesi. In 1629, England and France sign the Peace of Susa. Moving on to April 15th, 1493, Columbus meets with the Spanish monarchs Isabella and Ferdinand II in Barcelona. And in 1528, Panfilo de Narvaez, Spanish conquistador, arrives in Florida with 350 men to a hostile reception from native Indians. And in 1534, Thomas Cromwell is appointed chief secretary to Henry VIII. And in 1581, Cortes van Tomar accepts Philip II as King of Portugal. In 1594, Fleming Pieter Stevens is appointed royal painter of Rudolph II in Prague. In 1621, Hugo Gratius arrives in France after escaping prison in a book chest. Clever, actually. I like that idea. And on April 16th, 1509, French army under Louis XII enters the Alps. And in 1521, Martin Luther arrives at the Diet of Worms assembly. And in 1582, Spanish conquistador Hernando de Lerma founds the settlement of Salta in Argentina, or what is going to become Argentina. And on April 17th, 1492, Columbus signs a contract with Spain to find a western route to the Indies. In 1524, Giovanni Verrazzano, a Florentine navigator, discovers the New York Bay. And in 1534, Sir Thomas More is confined to the Tower of London. On the same day, Antonio Mendoza is appointed first Viceroy of New Spain. And in 1555, Siena surrenders to Spanish ships. And in 1596, Archduke Albrecht of Austria occupies Calais. And going on to April 18th in 1506, the cornerstone of the current St. Peter's Basilica is laid in the Vatican by Pope Julius II. And in 1518, and Bona Sforza is crowned Queen of Poland, or Queen Consort of Poland. And in 1521, at the Diet of Worms, Cardinal Alexander questions Martin Luther, who confronts Emperor Charles V, refusing to retract the views which led to his excommunication about the Church. And in 1552, Mauritius of Saxon occupies Linz. And April 19th, 1524, Pope Clemens VII fires Netherlands Inquisitor General French van de Holy. And in 1529, Second Parliament of Spears bans Lutheranism. In 1539, Charles the Protestant German monarch signs the Treaty of Frankfurt in Germany and reaching a truce. And in 1552, Mauritius of Saxon captures Carrel. In 1591, Chartres surrenders to King Henry IV in France. In 1619, Theatrum Anatomicum opens in Amsterdam. April 20th, 1505, Jews are expelled from Orange Burgundy by Philibert of Luxembourg. And in 1551, John Dudley becomes Earl Marshal of England. And in 1611, the first known performance of Shakespeare's tragedy, Macbeth, is performed at the Global Theatre in London. Basically, it was recorded by Simon Foreman, or Simon Foreman, I should say. Well, that's all for this week, and you have a good one. Bye.